I think we will start with the question for Laurent that we have skipped half an hour ago. So we will, Laurent, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so there was a question for you, which was what percentage of non-residential buildings are tested in France, and to what class are they tested?
I don't have the answer for this question. In Ductwork database, maybe we have.
Well, yeah, no, I don't. As it's on the voluntary basis, I don't think there is a lot of. We don't have the answer for the percentage, but to what class they are tested, yeah, it has been published by CEREMA. There was statistic on it, and yes, I think most of them are trying to reach class B.
Yes. In the Ductwork database, most of non-residential tests are class B, and some are class C.
Yeah. The other question is why is there no class D in French calculations?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, neither do I. I think it was because, well, nobody was even reaching class C, so I guess class D may.
Maybe.
I've been too optimistic. So this is basically the same question. Airtightness class D should be added to the EP calculation for commercial building, as some ductwork have been tested and which is class. So maybe it will be for the next regulation, I guess. Another tricky question, is there a chance to include also the tightness class impact on fan energy use, on fan energy consumption, additionally to heating and cooling load in the new coming French EP RE 2020, so the new thermal regulation?
Maybe you have the answer, Valérie?
Well, I wouldn't put my hand into that, but I say maybe. I would say, but to my knowledge, nothing is done right now to include it in the new regulations. But that do not mean it won't be done in the coming months. Less than 900 tests a year seems like a very small number. Is the normal level less than Class A?
For the number of tests per year, yes, we agree that's not enough. We hope that the number will increase for next year, but that's the beginning. And is the normal level less than Class A?
Yeah.
Yes, the default. I don't.
I think is classical level for buildings that are not tested. I think this is.
Yes, the default value. Maybe the default value is 2.5 higher than Class A. For the leakage.
Yeah, and this default value has been confirmed by random testing, and that's a lot of time it's not even as good as Class A when nobody cares about ductwork airtightness. Okay, thank you, Laurent. Well, I think this question applies for all the panelists because it may not be the same answer for everybody. So who has to calculate the surface of the ductwork? Is it the contractor? Is it the tester? So maybe Laurent or Eric. Yeah.
I'm Eric, and my answer is that it's the same party who performs the test, and the surface calculation is clearly stated in the standard, and actually the measurement standards they refer to another standard which is there only for calculating the surface.
Sure. Okay, so you say that the tester, is it the same in UK and in France? Is it the tester that calculates the surface area?
Hello, it's Peter. In the UK, certainly it's the contractor or the person, which is normally the same person carrying out the test.
Okay. Okay, and in France? Okay. So does the panel believe that leakage testing should be mandatory? So that's a question for all of you, Eric, Laurent, and Peter.
If Eric starts here and says that I believe strongly that it should be mandatory, and it also is. I know that out in the sea, it's often in Sweden, it's often agreed between the contractor and the building owner or the person who orders it that they don't have to do it because they're in a hurry in the end of the thing, and this is not ARMA is not a compulsory it's not a law, so it's often being they don't. It often ends with that they don't do it, and they can agree on it, but it's still. I recommend it strongly in order to be sure that it's correctly installed.
Correctly set up. Okay. Frequently, when testing ductwork of contractor without leakage testing experience, it is often not possible to bring the ductwork to the test pressure to very high leakage.
Well, the reason that you don't reach the high pressure is the leakage itself, because you have a leakage testing apparatus. It's a small fan. It's not the fan of the air handling unit. It's a small test fan.
Yeah.
And if you don't reach the specified test pressure, the explanation is that it's too leaky, or that the system is too large, and that you have chosen 500 square meters of ductwork envelope area. So of course you have to adjust your the portion that you take out for testing has to be fit to the fan. Yes.
Yeah. And one last question.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Is it Eric?
Okay.
Should I? No.
Peter from the UK, just agreeing totally with Eric on that. In respect to this, it's obviously got a problem with the leakage if you're not getting the reading. So I agree with Eric totally.
Okay, thank you. And we will take one last question because we are already out of time. So what is the proportion of round to rectangular ductwork in Sweden?
It's more round than rectangular. I don't have an exact figure, but my guess would be 70% round.
Okay,